internet?
Yes.
All right. Well, we are live. Let me get this call started on the side. And there's still an echo, so you're going to need to turn down one of your microphones somewhere on your Instagram.
Are you an innovative entrepreneur or business owner ready to embrace the future of business transformation?
The world is evolving at an unprecedented pace, and it's crucial to adapt and pivot towards success in this dynamic landscape. At the Hello LLC, we are dedicated to guiding you through this transformative journey, offering a comprehensive suite of services that extend beyond the metaverse and 3D immersive experiences.
Our mission is to empower businesses and brands by assisting them in building, branding, systemizing, and automating their operations. We specialize in steering businesses from a two-dimensional existence to a thriving three-dimensional presence, where opportunities abound.
We help businesses harness the power of technology to work smarter, not harder, enabling them to operate efficiently and stay ahead of the curve. Our diverse range of services includes:
Our Biz in a Box is a complete business solution package designed to jumpstart your entrepreneurial journey. From strategic planning to digital infrastructure, we've got you covered. Your one app, one tap solution.
Our Motion Work AI videos transform your brand storytelling with our cutting-edge AI-driven video production, captivating your audience like never before.
Our 3D VR environments will step you into the future of immersive experiences. With our custom 3D virtual reality environments that engage and captivate your customers.
Lastly, in our Pivot membership program, we offer tailored guidance and support to either show you, teach you, or take care of the transformation process for you.
According to a 2023 study by Fundera, a staggering 28% of small businesses in the United States do not have an online presence. This statistic underscores the importance of embracing digital transformation. Having a website is more than just an online presence, it's a gateway to unlocking numerous benefits, including reaching a broader audience, showcasing your products or services, generating leads and sales, establishing trust, providing customer support, and maintaining competitiveness within your industry.
The Hello LLC is committed to helping you excel in all these aspects of modern business, not just limited to the metaverse alone.
Why should you choose the Hello LLC to navigate this transformational journey?
By partnering with us and harnessing cutting-edge technology, you can provide immersive experiences for your customers, expand your global reach, reduce operational costs, and enhance brand recognition, all while working with a company that holds integrity in high regard. Our commitment to ethical and principled business practices ensures that your journey towards success is not only innovative, it is also firmly rooted in trust and transparency.
Don't wait. Take the first step towards a brighter business future. Contact us today to explore how we can support you in developing a remarkable digital presence and immersive experience that will leave a lasting impression.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we want to welcome you all to the Hello Pivot. If you guys do not know what the Hello Pivot is, it is about strategies, trends, businesses to help businesses pivot into the future, and more importantly, how to leverage technology and be able to utilize AI, Web3, as well as this new strategy, this new way of integrating all of these technologies into one platform. And that is exactly what the Hello LLC does. And we literally are here to help entrepreneurs leverage leading edge optimizations for now and into the future. And as we share with people, are you keeping up with the future or are you staying behind? And so literally, I have my amazing co-host, my amazing significant other, my amazing partner in crime, Miss Tara Bush. How are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm amazing. How are you, lovely?
I'm awesome, baby. Especially good to see you.
I love it. Well, there is an echo from my end, so you're going to need to turn down probably your computer audio if you put that on mute and turn your Instagram up, because that's how I'm listening to you. And that way they won't hear me twice.
How about that?
That's better. Yeah. And then I don't have to listen to myself twice. So but I'm excited to talk about what we're talking about today, which is burnout. And the reason why I'm so excited about this conversation is because I've experienced it. I'm sure everybody here who's watching has experienced it. I didn't understand what burnout was until I experienced it. And honestly, I was like, how can you get burned out? I mean, just keep going. And then you get burned out, you know, and then you experience it. And there's a way of, it's just, once you're in it, you're in it, and you're like, holy sheep snozzies, this is not what I wanted to be doing or experiencing. And I would listen to like moms, my friends that were moms, experience burnout or talk about burnout, especially being new moms,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh, that's one reason why I don't, think I want to have children. And what I realized was you can get burnt out in anything if you don't have the correct balance. And so I'm excited to get talking about today's conversation. And I know you have some amazing facts about what the numbers are related into burnout.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've always, if you guys don't know who the Hello LLC is, we bring facts. And what we find a lot of the times is that people make decisions and they respond based off of their feelings. And we just feel that, if you are more aware of what the facts are and where, things are going and pivoting to, then maybe that will be able to help you pivot a little bit further, right? Kind of like when you tell your significant other, hey love, you should probably check this out, and then they hear you and it goes in one ear and out the other, and then their friend comes up and says, hey girl, you should check this out. They're like, girl, I know. And you're like, didn't I just tell you that a week ago and you didn't want to listen to me? And that's kind of how facts are, right? When you get to hear them. And then more importantly, we want you guys to also
We're still live.
Are we? Hey!
And so go live on here.
Go live on IG. Go
Let me
back.
ask to join you.
Sorry about that, guys. You know, when you live in Mexico, you never.
Are you live on Instagram?
I'm going live now. I'm live now.
All right, I'm on there with you.
Perfect. We'll just start from, you don't have to replay. We'll just start from the beginning so people can catch back up to it.
Yeah.
All right.
We're back, Jack.
We are back. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're sorry for the technical difficulties. Out of our hand, you know, this is the benefits, or should I say, this is what you have to deal with when you live, you know, other places in the world. Electricity might just go out on you just like that. You never know. You sure better hope you're not getting your hair done or somebody doing the clippers. It's gonna hurt.
Sure hope you paid your power bill.
That part. But, you know, what we were talking about, just to recap, and we can get this party rocking and rolling, right, is that, you know, first of all, you know, this is our Hello Pivot. And we're coming to you guys live on all of our platforms, from LinkedIn to Clubhouse to, you know, YouTube to our actual, you guys can come and join us live right now in our Hello Plaza metaverse, right? That's the most important thing we want you guys to understand, is that the metaverse is here and it's not going anywhere at the end of the day. And so this is where we're having a conversation today about burnout in the workplace. And look, we all have it. Tara shared, you know, before we got interrupted on, you know, how the job and how the burnout can impact, you know, your daily life, with your relationship, with your friendships, on all aspects. And we were sharing some facts that we wanted to share with you guys all, so you can understand, you know, how this all plays out for you. And really, you know, how you too can probably relate to a lot of these things as well. So number one is 1 out of 4 entrepreneurs experience burnout. Okay. 72% of founders, founders work more than 50 hours a week. Yes. You do. When we very first started, you know, it's like, oh yeah, we're starting a business, you know, don't got to call in nowhere, don't have an alarm clock, don't have nobody telling us how long we can be here, how long we can be there. Trust me, when you have a business, all of that goes out the window, and you wish you could have, you know, this segment of time that you can take this break, or you're forced to take this break, right? And, you know, that's some of the biggest things that we share with people is, hey, it's a different mindset when you make that shift. Burnout costs businesses $160 billion in lost productivity, right? And turnover at that. When we talk about, you know, high risk of healthcare, right? Or should I say high risk of people that deal with burnout in the healthcare industry. It's 55% of people that work in the healthcare industry deal with burnout. Teachers deal with those bad kids, right? I watch it. No kids for us. 48% of teachers deal with burnout. I can deal with that, right? I definitely can get that. 72% of entrepreneurs deal with burnout, right? Definitely can agree with that. And then this is something that we talk about also, right? Is that, or should I say that we should be aware of, is that women are more likely to experience burnout than men, which is huge, right? A 2018 study shared that millennials experience more burnout than any other generation, okay? When we talk about our health, and our health is very important, especially when we talk about this topic of burnout. 63% of people that deal with burnout also have depression, okay? 73% of people that deal with burnout deal with anxiety. Okay. Burnout can increase heart disease up to 25%. And then the last but definitely not least, employees experience burnout, or employees that experience burnout are 60% less productivity, right? Produce more productivity. So this is not just for entrepreneurs. This is also for people that do have that 9 to 5 job. And it's really about being able to prioritize, to set boundaries, and then to rethink your approach that we'll talk about a little bit more in detail later. But, Love, what's your thoughts on some of those facts that I shared?
Well, a lot of things that you shared hit home for myself, just because I've experienced that, right? When you talked about like the 60% reduction in the reduction in production, it's like, I almost want to just, let me just say this nicely. I just want to, give some love taps to people that I know that are the creators of burnout for people. And I say that in particular to an experience I've experienced and been around. And I just wish that those people who were the quote unquote leaders of the pack would actually make sure that they were taking care of their pack instead of pushing them into burnout like they are. Because, when you have employers that demand of you to, do this job and this job and this job, and they're only paying you for one job, but then you don't want to push back and say, hey, are you going to pay me for those jobs? Or why are you only paying me for this job? Or, or, hey, I'm doing three for one here. Like, we got to make sure this balance is settled, or balance, this scale is balanced a little bit more, is what I'm trying to say. And what I find a lot of times is that people who have the ability to change that do not, because at that point they get sucked into the capitalistic way, and they are only there for the profits, and they don't care about their employees, they don't care about their clients, they don't care about anything but the profits that come in. And what they don't realize is, like we were speaking about yesterday, is that gentleman who did the $70,000 base test, salary test. And that really impacted me listening to that, because it just shows the love that owner had for his pack, and being in a setting where I've experienced both, where there's a leader that really cares and there's a leader that doesn't care. It's it's just, as a very heart-centered person that I am, I just want to throttle people like that, because it's like, how do you get away with creating environments that allow that toxicity and that unbalanced behavior to happen because you don't nurture it? And then if your employees or your team does, or your pack does nurture it, you don't approve of it, and you make their life living hell. Like, where we talk, and this is the thing that always used to get me so like dumbfounded, is in corporate America, for all those that have worked for a larger company, they're constantly doing, some sort of, wellness day, or, give back to the employee day. They're always doing some sort of events, quote unquote, that is around employee health and wellness. But in reality, it's like the whole system is structured against it, but they do these couple of days throughout the year that is to quote unquote make people feel good. And it's kind of like the TikToks that I see, that is like the where they do the difference between baby boomer, Generation X, millennial, Generation Z, and it's like how those generations show up at the office. And the one that I saw was about Christmas time, for Christmas bonus, but they're not giving a Christmas bonus this year because profits weren't as good as they wanted. And the reaction that each generation gave, and the baby boomer was like, and instead of the Christmas bonus that nobody got, they were just going to do a Friday pizza. And the baby boomer was like, oh, good pizza. I hope they have sausage and pepperoni or something like that. It was totally okay with not receiving a bonus. And the Generation X was like, yeah, I saw that coming because we weren't hitting our numbers. Why didn't we change this sooner and do something so we could get our bonus? I don't know, damn pizza. But they were still willing to stay there. And then you were like, oh, I'll have a new job by the end of the year. I'm out. No, you ain't gonna be loyal to me. I ain't gonna be loyal to you. And then Generation Z was like at home, on their phone, working from their phone, and they're like, "Oh, I have 4 jobs. I don't need that one." And my whole point is, quote unquote, I guess if you look at the years, I'm considered a millennial. I grew up in Generation X, though. I'm very Generation X minded because of my older brother. And so for myself, being a millennial X, I'm very much of that attitude going, yeah, we should have hit those numbers. And we didn't. Like, I have very much the combined millennial and Generation X thought of like, no, you're not loyal to me. So why am I trying to show up on a daily basis to be loyal to you as an employer? And that's one thing that talking about the burnout, and we talk about it from the entrepreneurial side, like where we are. I will tell you, I have better balance now that I'm an entrepreneur than I did when I was in corporate America. I have more responsibilities now. I have more. I gotta eat now. More drive, because it's not a hey, you just have this showing up or this paycheck coming in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But there's more peace and balance that I have than I did in corporate America when I was making 6+ figures. So, when you talk about, burnout, first of all, I know you're going to go down some things about actually what causes, some contributing factors to burnout. And I just, the biggest thing I can preface everyone is, if you are to a point where you're like, why am I doing any of this? Like, why am I even waking up? Why am I even eating? Why am I even getting dressed off? If you're feeling like any of it, you are at the first stage of burnout. You are probably second stage. I'm not a burnout expert, so let me just say. But my point being is, that's what I felt. When I started getting up and I was like, I have no love to show up to build someone else's dream because they don't care about me. I don't even care if I go out to dinner again, or I don't even care if I show up. I don't care. I don't care if I make it to next week. Like, when I had like I didn't care attitude, whether if I was living or breathing or not, I realized nothing. What's going on? Because this is not the way I am in society. Like, this is just not who Tara knows herself to be. So, yeah, man, it's a really funky thing. And Miss Kathy stated over here on our Instagram, there's peace, and they're not going to abuse you, and that's the cool thing. Like, Miss Kathy and I have had this conversation multiple times because fatigue and burnout are very hand in hand related. And it's probably fatigue is a part of burnout. Burnout is a part of fatigue. There you go, loop within each other. Probably, I guess, you could call it the same thing at the end of the day. And it is the understanding that you have to locate. You've got to surround yourself with people that not only care about their well-being, but they care about the well-being around them, and whether that's in friendships or personal life or professional life. And meaning that on the professional side is, be sure that if you are, whether you own your own company or you work for a company, make sure you understand everything that's involved. A lot of times we don't do upfront contracting. We do not know what is involved and what's not involved. And it's just to a point where, sorry, my face is all sideways. It's just to a point where it's kind of becoming an epidemic. And we as a society and a community have to stop and say, no, we will not stand for this. Which is why, to be very honest, why unions were created back in the day. So that way people were not taken advantage of in a workplace setting, whether you work for yourself or you work for someone else. You know? But yeah, what you got, Mr. Jones?
No, you're spot on, right? And I think one of the biggest things, kind of like the conversation we had yesterday in our Wisdom Wednesday, was about integrity. And a lot of the times people don't know what integrity is. And we don't communicate what it actually looks like and how it should be beneficial on both sides. And even more importantly, as I shared with that yesterday, leading us into this, when I was in my corporate job, I think it's also the environment that's created, that a lot of the things that take place, the owners, the VPs, the presidents don't know the difference, right, of knowing how to treat people. Because, at my job, it was, you got to show up at 8 o'clock on the dot, or you're singing Little Teapot, or you're doing something to embarrass you, right? Or somebody's cutting your tie, right? And literally where you had to come in, I mean, it was crazy. And you couldn't go to the restroom while you were cold calling. You couldn't, you couldn't come back to the office if you didn't have 50 cards. I remember the environment that we created, that you had to go out and cold call every single door. If it had a door, you were open. And if you didn't come back with the amount of cards, I myself did this way, where as soon as you got off the elevator, because people found a way to cheat the system, right? All it takes is one person to cheat the system. And so the managers would stand right outside the elevator and say, give me your cards, cash money. And they want to see your cards. And if you didn't have 50 cards, you would literally get back in your car and drive wherever to go hit another 10, 15 doors to get to that 50, and you couldn't come back. And that type of attitude, that type of environment was just toxic, but that was what was driven. That was okay, right? Kind of like in the locker room, and all locker rooms, or whatever it may be in a club. If that is accepted, then that's what it is. And a lot of the times we don't step ourselves outside of that box, because we are after, productivity. We are after the numbers. We are after, making the company look good, other than our own well-being. And we do get burnt out. And especially as an entrepreneur, you're so spot on. We're here because I was burnt out. We are here because I was working for a company that I took 500 flights in 4 years for. Mind you, I had a territory that had 14 states. They let go of somebody. They then told me, hey, David, you're now going to take over that territory. And guess what? We're going to give you a $5,000 raise. But wait, you're only going to get $2,500 of it right now. And then you have to hit the mark to get the other 5,000, the other 2,500, when they just let go of somebody that they were spending 100 grand on for their salary. This person, come to find out, was getting paid more than I was. Okay, so that in itself is just a whole nother story. But I got to the point to where I called my boss to see if I could go to the dentist appointment, and she said no, I couldn't make a change fee that was $150 when I just spent $1,200 the night before. But I had to call her for a change fee. She said no go. And I got home later, and then when I did get to the dentist, and the dentist told me, hey son, your blood pressure is 170 over 115. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I had no clue, because I was so focused on my job, on hitting this number, on my next flight, on my next, week, whatever I was going to do other than myself, and forgot all about that, because that was my livelihood. And even more so for a lot of people now, where that has to go to the back burner, especially for those of us that are men. Right? Let that go to the wayside until it's too late. I'm here to tell you, don't do that. Right? And so when we finally, got to the point to where, hey, you got to take care of your health. That's when we took a step back. We got into the wellness industry. Look, take care of your health. this food, this lack of food, this lack of nutrition that we're getting, all of this, you need to supplement, okay? Do you need somewhere to go? We can help you out. Go check out our Hello Wellness, okay? And so that's literally where I was able to lose the 80 pounds. Tara was able to lose, a lot of weight, get rid of a lot of the health issues she had. And then we were able to focus, and even more so on the conversation we talked about yesterday about integrity, right? We had to become more one with our integrity with ourselves, which then allowed us to get with a group that held us at a higher bar of having our integrity in place. And that's why we share with people, hey, when you hear this word network marketing, when you hear affiliate marketing, please don't put your nose up, because that same job that you're running to in the morning is network marketing at its finest, okay? You're sporting their shirt, you're putting their stuff on LinkedIn, you're putting their stuff on Facebook, you're saying, oh, I work here, oh, you should come get a job, right? They give you a referral if you get people to come, work for them. And so we have the mindset and the way we think about it because we've been conditioned from our parents. It's one of them damn network marketing things. Ain't nobody got time for that. When you got time, enough time to be on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all of these, and I encourage you, check this out. Go to your screen time in your phone right now. You got an iPhone? Go to your screen time in your phone. And it's going to give you this big chart that tells you where your time is spent. And if you are spending 4 hours on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, then you have time to make some additional income, right? And even more so to help you have that private investor, your job, just obey the boss. That person, right? Be able to help you build your business, your brand, to get out of that situation. And nothing's wrong with that, because guess what? They're going to do the same thing to you. When they want somebody else, they ain't going to give you no 2-week warning. They're not going to say, hey, we were thinking about this. They're going to say, you got to go. And that's even more so, not even with your company, but now with this AI, now with this technology that's taking place. And a lot of these companies are seeing that downfall right now, right? You thought ChatGPT was AI. They've had a whole year now to implement, how they can create their own bots, how they can create their own workflows. And what that means, they don't need you. And so this is where we really are having this conversation about burnt out, but really being able to help you guys understand that, hey, there's a method to this madness, and you got to get ahead of it before it shifts on you, before it changes on you quickly, just like that. And so, some of the things that we talk about, especially when we talk about, prioritizing self-care, schedule some breaks. Like I said earlier, when you're at your job, you can't wait. Hey, I got this break in 15 minutes. Don't talk to me. Don't call me. I got to go. We should have that same mentality when it comes to our entrepreneurship. Hey, at 11 o'clock, right? In my planner, I planned out, a 15, 20-minute break, right? Where I can go play in the garden. I can go for a walk. I can go play with the cat. I can do something, right? Because it's better than nothing. And then, it goes to number 2, moving your body, right? Giving your body the glory that it needs, and celebrating it at what it gives to you. It woke you up this morning, so give back to it. And then nourishing your mind. We kind of went over this, right? Giving yourself the right, nutrition, feeding your body the right stuff, drinking more water, right? And I say that, look, I'm saying all this stuff because it's for me too. We're not the best at this stuff, but we are self-disciplined enough to understand that, hey, this is what it takes and this is what we have to do. And so, setting boundaries is the next thing, love. And the 3 things on that is, and we'll talk about these one by one because these are good ones. Learning to say no, right? What's your thoughts on that?
Here, love, will you do me a favor? Sorry, when you get done talking on stream, that will you mute your side on that? Mute yourself on StreamYard because there's an echo. Got it? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I just want to make sure that way. Yeah. Cause then when I talk, it doesn't go through yours and echo and all that. But anywho, you know, the fact of no, like a lot of times in our society, we're all about saying yes, say yes, say yes. And we too share like, yes, say yes in your business, say yes to things. But what we have learned is to be wise about what we say yes to. So we, you know, David says it's the power of saying no. I say it's the power of learning what to say yes to. And so it's the same thing, because what happens is we get spread way too thin. And because we want to say yes to everybody and help everybody, especially if you have that kind of heart, you're very giving, you're very wanting to see everybody win. And you have to learn that your time is the most valuable asset you have. And if you're about to do something with your time, is that how you want to be spending your time? You know, do you want to get into something where you're like, you know, I knew I should have done this, you know, this is not what I wanted to do, or this is not the person I wanted to be with, you know, like the team I wanted to be with, or it's not the event I wanted to be at right now. Are you looking at it and saying, okay, I'll be a part of your event, or I'll do this, or I'll cook Christmas cookies for everybody. Is that when you have to get into that action, are you going to be filled with love while you do it and happy because it's sparking something fun in you? Or are you going to be disgruntled? Like, I don't want to do this. Why am I doing this? Why am I, and be in a negative energy? What energy is that going to create for you? And that's a lot of times when I'm saying yes or no in things, I look at it and go, all right, I know I can do it. I know it's going to help somebody. All of these things. What is my attitude going to be like in the situation? Is it something that I enjoy doing, or is it something I don't enjoy doing? That's the first thing, right? And then the second thing is, and your mom says this, my mom has said this, is don't do things in order to expect something in return. And a lot of times in my life, my younger years of my life, I would do things knowing not to expect something in return, but secretly I'd be like, but you owe me, and then I would get really hurt when something would come down the pipeline and I would need something from that said person or what entity, and they wouldn't, show up to help me like I did with them. And then I'd be like, oh, okay. I can help you do things, but you can't help me. Okay. And you get a very disgruntled attitude, a very jaded attitude towards people when you experience that too many times. And as somebody, for myself, who is a very much the Cancerian who cares and wants to see everybody win and all of these things, it comes down to, I can't pee for you. I can't drink water for you. I can't suck water up into a straw for you. I can't, I can't breathe for you. I can't do any of these things for you. And even though I want it for you, if you don't want it, then I can't help you get it. And I heard something really cool the other day was, when you see the potential in someone else, it's really the potential that you see in yourself that you're not taking action on. It's not even the potential in them. It's the potential that you see in yourself. You're just not taking the action and doing. And so when I say that, it just comes down to the simple fact of understanding the power of no. But here, a lot of people are afraid to say no because they don't want to deal with the negative that it leaves behind when you tell somebody, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. They don't want to deal with that awkwardness, that awkward moment. So most people will say yes because they don't want to deal with the awkward moment after they say no. And in reality, what happens is we have an option, an ability to say no in whatever way we need to. So that could be like, you know what? Thank you so much for the invite. But unfortunately, at that time, I am committed to something else. I would love for you to keep me in mind in the future. But this time I'm not going to be able to make it, or I can't attend, or I can't be a part of it. When you let people know that, no, you cannot be a part of it, but you're just not like, no, when you say in a very nice, polite way, that is a positive connotation. This is the biggest thing. David and I have this conversation all the time. It's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, people. It is not what you are saying, it is how you are saying it, period. And at the end of the day, if you don't understand that when you have a conversation about anything, there is a way to position your words to make sure that you kind of sugarcoat it, if you want to say it for that. And a lot of people out there like, I don't sugarcoat anything. I give it to the people real. Well, okay, that's fine. You're just okay with the awkward moment after you're blunt. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you are not okay with the bluntness and then the awkwardness, then you got to learn how to say no in the way that makes you feel empowered, but does not take away from the other person and their empowerment, right? Just because their vision is to go do what they want to do and it's not yours, it doesn't mean you need to piss in their Cheerios, you know? So the no is a healthy, no is healthy when you understand how to powerfully use it, but where it also helps other people. And let me tell you this, and David's probably going to jump in right after this because this is his favorite thing. If it's a no, say it's a no. Because people all too often will beat down the bush. Hi, don't beat me. Will beat the bush and continue to run around the pocket full of posies, and they won't ever say no, and they just go. And let me just be frank with everybody watching. When you do that, you lose respect. People lose respect for you when you cannot say, I'm not interested. Because then when you don't have the ability to say, I'm not interested, or you don't communicate clearly, why would you want to do business with somebody at that point? Because if they can't communicate about a no, what else are they not communicating? And so a lot of times, one of the biggest things as a small business entrepreneur is the fact that when we are dealing with other individuals, it's okay to say no. But let people know that. Say that. Don't just do the string along. Because again, it's not that it hurts us. It's just now I know who you are. And I'll be very frank. I'm very careful about who I'm around and what people I do business with in things because of you are the company you keep. So, what's your thoughts on no, love?
You know, you share that and you're so spot on that we have to learn to say no. And we have to start learning to say yes to the right things. Because a lot of the times people are saying no to the things that they should be saying yes. And they're saying yes to the things that they should be saying no to. And especially when you talk about, from a business aspect, from an entrepreneur aspect, and I know exactly where you're going, and I'm pretty sure other entrepreneurs go through this as well, that, and this is something that I share with people. Hey, look, if it's a no, just say it's a no from the jump. And you're only saying no because of what you just shared, right? And more so you're saying no because A, you don't see how this works, and that's on me for not explaining that well enough for you, because I take extreme ownership of that. B, you don't have the money to, make the transition or make the pivot, right? Or C, you don't believe in yourself. And that's where we have to be able to be upfront and honest with ourselves of how we're showing up and how we're presenting ourselves. And a lot of the times what we find is, especially those of us that are entrepreneurs, we're trying to look good without actually doing the work to be good. And it blows my mind when, especially in the realm of business that we do, when we help people with their systems, we help people make that transition. We help people literally build their whole entire business and build their foundation so they can get into this 3D immersive environment that, is called the metaverse. But let me just help you all out. so nobody gets freaked out. This metaverse you're hearing, this 3D immersive environment, right? This AR is nothing more than the third generation of the internet. And you can be left behind, or you can remember that, when you got shared your email, oh man, I can do this. Do you know how much more faster of business I can do? Yeah, that's where we're at right now with metaverse. You mean I can sell products on my Facebook and Instagram? Yeah, people been doing that for the last 10 years, right? And so it's just to the point to where you have to decide where you're going to jump in and get this information. And what we find a lot of the times is that people just don't know. And especially when it comes to the metaverse. Look, if somebody talks to you about the metaverse, you need to ask them 3 questions. Have you put on the Oculus headsets or been in metaverse at all? Yay? Nay? Okay. How many hours did you spend in metaverse? An hour, 2 hours? Did you go there? Were you forced there? Did you go to experience? Oh, no? Okay. 3, did you go to play games, or did you go to see how you can implement your business? And if those answers don't sound legit, then you need to run for the hills, because just like in anything, you have a lot of people that say they're experts, but they're just jumping on to the next thing, right? And showcasing something that is the next trend. And this is something that, we fully immersed our business into, which is why we're able to be here in Guanajuato, Mexico, when the power can go off whenever it wants to, and we're okay with it, right? And be able to showcase our business online in metaverse and do the thing that we're all chasing for, is freedom, where our business runs without us being there, and people can go and shop in our Hello Plaza. People can go and experience other people's businesses. And this is where we share with people, we're building a community, and the metaverse is all about building a community. And so if you're for yourself and just by yourself, then the metaverse is going to be something that you won't get the concept of. Because, a lot of people try to jump in the metaverse and like, oh, I want it mine. I want it mine. Well, that's fine and dandy, but you're missing the point. We're having access to 8 billion people on planet Earth that speak all these different languages that we can all interact with. And there's enough abundance for us all. And we all just need 1,000 of that billion. And so of the 8 billion. And so, this is where we really have to strategically re-strategize and rethink our approach, right? Which we'll talk about. And even more importantly, as we talk about, learning to say no, look, just be upfront and honest with people, and honesty will set yourself true. And Tara just said it spot on. People set appointments. People say, hey, yeah, I'm going to do business. And then they don't do business when they knew they weren't going to do business from the jump. Just say no. Suck, or better yet, look, if you know you didn't have the money from the jump, don't book the appointment and waste that other person's time. Flat out. Get the free guide, read their website, go do some searching. But you don't have to utilize that person's time if you know you're not ready for it. And I think that'll do justice for that business owner and yourself, so you don't have to be in that BS excuse or, oh, I got this, oh, I got that, when you can just say, hey, you know what? I'm not ready for that right now, but I'll come to you, right? And so it's just saying no, or just being upfront and honest. And a lot of times entrepreneurs will work with you, right? They will work with you if they're in the right space, and they want more for you than from you, because it's a different energy, it's a different vibration, right? And that's what we share with people. We want more for you than from you. And hello, if you don't know, stands for helping everyone live life optimally. And for our entrepreneurs, helping entrepreneurs leverage leading edge optimizations. And so before we continue this, look, guys, if you don't know, you see at the bottom of our screen our weekly live events, right? We send out invites, and people are like, oh, I missed it, my bad. I'm like, don't worry, it's again next week or tomorrow or the next day. Come and join us for our Tuesday how-tos, right? That we have at 4:30 Eastern. Come join us for our Wisdom Wednesdays, 4:30 Eastern as well. Those are on social audio apps, right? That you can come join us in. And also more than anything, you can come join us all the time in our Hello Plaza in Metaverse. You can join from your phone, your laptop, or your headset. If you can't press 4 buttons, we got a problem. You got Zoom on your phone, you can get into Metaverse. You got Instagram on your phone, you can get in Metaverse. You got Facebook on your phone, you can get in Metaverse. You got Candy Crush, you download these games when you're watching those commercials and you see them shooting, and you're like, ooh, I like that game. Let me download that game. That's simple. You hit the button, you download the app Spatial, and you come back, hit our button, and boom, you are in the Metaverse, my friends. And so today we're talking about, our Pivot Thursday. And ladies and gentlemen, on December 21st, at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be having our Hello holiday party, right? Where you guys can come and join us in the Metaverse and have some fun. And not only that, we always talk about pressing the button and showing up and supporting. We have our Hello AI Motion Works that you can get made for yourself from the Hello LLC. And guess what? So a $600 value prize, and all you got to do is bring your friends. Say, hey, press this button, meet me here at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to play some games. We're going to be giving away gift cards. We're going to be giving away other prizes from other business owners, and we want you guys to come and join us and see that the future is already here. It's not, oh, this might be the new thing, or, oh, David and Tara talking about some futuristic stuff. They're always talking about stuff ahead. And then 5 years later or 2 years later, ooh, look at that. David and Tara were talking about that. Hello. And so, this is where we want you guys to come and join us and have some fun and bring your friends, because whoever brings the most people, minimum of 3, right? You got to have 3 to play. Right? You are going to win our Hello AI Motion Works that we're going to build for you, that you can showcase on your YouTube. You can showcase on your podcast. You can showcase this anywhere, everywhere that you want to be able to share with people who you are, what you do, whatever. We'll make it for you, right? And so literally, if you guys want to learn more about, our products, our services, we have our amazing Hello Holiday Sale. We just didn't do no Black Friday. We just didn't do no Small Business Saturday. We just didn't do no Cyber Monday. We are giving you a full almost 2 months to invest in your business, not that Gucci purse, not that golf clubs, not that, new pair or whatever you want to get, right? Because that new pair ain't going to make you no money. And so we want you guys to really invest in your business and your brand, because times are changing, things are changing. The question is, are you changing and keeping up? Because we shared with people 5 years ago, 7 years ago, if you're not online, you are behind, my friends. And now more than ever, with this AI, with this Web3, with this AR, VR, whatever you want to call it, the new wave where we're going from your cell phone being your pager, right, to us now pivoting into, now they got phones now you can put on your clothes, and you can have an augmented reality show up on your skin. Right? So everything we've been seeing in these movies, they coming. They are here. Okay? And so that's all that I would like to share before we go into our next one, love. You got anything you want to add to that? I got you on mute, baby.
The mute button. All right, I'm back. No, I think, at the end of the day, Mr. Jones, it's just the share that you, outside of, our weekly events and our holiday party coming up, it's just, really the power of no, and it was like Cleo had commented on LinkedIn. She said, sometimes we can take on more duties and responsibilities related to our business and personal life, stretching ourselves thin. And that's exactly what happens. It's what I've done. I remember growing up, my parents were always like, you're always busy. You're always in like some activity. You're always doing something in some club, going to some meeting, got a basketball game, a volleyball game, a softball game, you got track, meet, you're working, you got an FHA meeting, you got an FFA meeting, you got a 4-H meeting, you got all of these meetings that you're doing and busy and projects that you're doing. And they're like, when do you take time for yourself? And as a kid, you're like, you know, I like being busy and I do enjoy. But as I've gotten older in my life, it's being able to have the understanding of balance, because I have understood that just go, 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 go. And my mom says it all the time. She's like, you kids go all the time. You work all the time. Go, 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 go all the time. And she's like, she would always share with me, there's going to be a day where you're not going to be on the go so much, or you're not going to want to be on the go. And I understand that it's not so much just, I don't want to be outgoing, out doing things. It's the balance of doing it that where I feel good within what I'm doing. If being out all day, run, you know, do makes me feel good, then do it. And it recharges you, because some people are very extrovert, need to be out and about. That recharges their energy, right? There's other people that, nope, I need balance. And there's some people are, nope, I need to be in my little area, because that's their recharge. And so it just comes really down to that importance. And then she says here, I've scheduled myself to do many things because I'm excited about where I'm going with my business, but it's also turned out into burnout. You know, it's burned her out at times. And that I will share with you, David and I, when we first started our business, it was burnout, because my burnout was from corporate America. But then, you know, you're like, well, I want to build this, which is, you know, my dream, because at that point, then I'll have more time freedom and I won't be burnt out. Well, no, that's not it. You just burn yourself out in other ways. And like I said, it was until now that I've really felt like I have balance. Because I can choose to get up and work at 7:30, you know, in the morning, or 8, you know, or 6 in the morning, and work for a few hours, and then go take a walk, you know, through beautiful Guanajuato, Mexico, you know, stop and get some produce on the way home. You know, all of those things that, you know, we watch across the pond of other people, you know, oh, I'd love to go to the market and get, you know, fresh produce and fresh meal for the, you know, I love that leisure to do those things. You have it if you create it. And one thing I'll share, and then we can move on to the next topic, is the simple fact that when David and I were leaving to become digital nomads, leaving the country, we had a sales associate at a store ask, well, how are you doing it? And David and I looked at each other and was like, we're just doing it. Just do it. Like, just do it. And so it just comes down to the fact of, if you want something, start curating your day to where it looks like that. If you want to go on a walk every day because you love to be out in the nature, you schedule that in. I think someone's, you know, was saying the other day, but a lot of busy professionals, a lot of successful busy professionals will schedule in dinner, time with the family, my time, meditation time, workout time, time to eat lunch. They'll put in all of their personal time, and then, okay, I can take a meeting here, or I can do this here. And they block out their schedule with their personal balance first before they ever start blocking in professional commitments, because of the necessity to create balance. And if we are not taking time, and this is the other thing, all day long, you can say, oh, I love to paint, and so I'm going to paint every night, you know, or I'm going to take a walk, or I'm going to take the dog for a walk, or I'm going to go sit out and watch the hummingbirds. Whatever it is that you need to do, you have to do it. Like, you can't just say, and I say this, guys, because I have been someone who will say, I want to do this, and then I don't do it. And then I gripe about, well, I'm working, I'm always doing this. And David's like, well, are you being intentional about going and doing it? You know, you love to go walk. So are you going to walk every day, Tara? Are you, you know, you love to sit in the sauna. Are you going to get in the sauna every day? What are you doing it when you say you want to do it? That's the biggest thing, is a lot of times we say we want things, but are we willing to do it? And it might be things that we like it might be reading a book. It might be like, I want to read every night because I enjoy reading. Like, you really enjoy reading. I do. I know, shoot, I, you know, read like 8 books in a week, you know, around Thanksgiving. It just comes down to the simple fact of, if you love to do something, carve time out and then hold yourself and your integrity to doing it. Because if you don't do it, then you're not going to have balance and you're going to find yourself burned out. And then there's nobody to blame but yourself. And David and I had this conversation because, you know, it was like last year after corporate America, leaving corporate America, in the job full time, moving abroad, all of that. And it's just like my burnout just showed up. It was just like, you know, like I was done. And it, you know, and like David said, we own our own business. We can start when we want to start in the day. We can take a break when we need to take a break, and we can do whatever we need to do that balances our happiness. And what I found was that I was not willing to do that, because if David was working and David didn't want to go take a walk, then I wasn't going to go take a walk. And it got to the point where I just finally said, oh no, Tara's going to walk. Or, you know, and I keep on saying walk, guys, because I enjoy walking. It's, you know, I enjoy getting out and exercising and all that. But if I want to do it, then go do it, Tara. Don't sit around and wait for anybody else to go do it with you. And a lot of times we're waiting for others to come do it with us or be a part of it. And that is when you start learning that self-love within yourself, that you just then are about making sure you're balanced. So what you got, Mr. Jones? Where are we moving to next? What we talking about next?
Well, you know, I think we were going into some of those things, right? Of, you know, setting the boundaries of saying no. And then we talked about establishing, you know, the work hours. You just talked about that. And then building a support system. You know, a lot of us don't like doing these things on our own. So we do need to have a support system to help us, you know, do that. And I know, you know, Ms. Cleo has a great support system. I know, you know, Miss Marilyn has a great support system. I know, you know, Chef Andy is about to build his support system out and going. And so, you know, it's really about building, you know, your community. You guys are going to hear this word community, and hopefully you are catching on. How do I build my community? Because that, my friends, is where it is going. When you build a community, right, you're able to do that thing that Jeff Bezos is doing, where he has an application and he just says, hey, go here. And people in his community just go and buy all of this stuff. Like you got Amazon Prime, you're part of that community. And he has this app that he doesn't make none of it. And you just go and shop and press buttons. You guys should be doing the same exact thing. And that is literally, you know, part of our Pivot membership, of where we've built our community to where we can help other people build their community and then be able to build that culture. Because I think at the end of the day, really what we do is we help people identify what their culture is and help them utilize AI and technology to help build this support system. Because when we talk about, you know, rethinking your approaches, you got to be able to automate, right, your business and outsource these things, especially when we talk about, you know, integrity and, you know, your business. How many hours are you spending, right, setting up appointments with people, saying and sending emails and going into their Outlook and trying to figure out what time zone they're in, getting back to their email and doing all these things when people don't build out systems? It blows my mind that, you know, we say we're burnt out and we continue to spend 5 to 10 hours in emails and in our calendar when there's systems to do it, and we won't just take the time to make that pivot. You know, the old school way is not the new way. I'm just here to tell you that, okay? Stop trying to do things the old school way, because I'm here to tell you the average age of the world is 30 years old. So that old school that you're talking about, they don't even much know what that is. So you trying to bring something to the table, they're like, what? I ain't got, no, I'm not doing that. And so this is where we have to be able to adapt. We have to be able to adjust and utilize these things in our business and in our daily lives, because guess what? Not only you automating your business is going to help you out in your business, but it's going to give you that time that you need to not be burnt out. Right? When we showcase people our biz in a box, our one app, one tap that literally takes their static website to a whole new level and really is able to showcase their business and is their business butler, especially for those entrepreneurs that aren't great at the salesmanship, that aren't great at showcasing what they have, Please believe there are entrepreneurs out there that are like that. Not all entrepreneurs are salespeople, just like all farmers don't sell their fruit, right? And so this is where we share with people that you're great at the training, you're not great at the transaction. And this, my friends, is where setting up this automation with our Hello AI motion works, where you can press a button and say, hey, this is what I do. Boom, that's a system, right? Being able to say, hey, go book an appointment in my calendar, and you not have to worry about sending emails. I'm gonna see you here, I'm gonna see you there, the Zoom already done, and more so the integrity of that, right? Of having that system set up. They get an hour reminder, they get a 10-minute reminder of when the meeting's supposed to show up. You're not stressed, you're sitting on them, waiting on them to pop up. You're not burnt out and you're not frustrated, because I used to be that person without systems. Damn, how do I find the Zoom? Where's the Zoom at? Okay, what's their email? Okay, I can't find that. Okay, what's this? Especially those of you that aren't good at technology from the beginning. Hello. And so, this is where having these systems in place, from your email to your transaction to your, your whole entire business being automated helps you be more preventative in your business. And that's really what we help people do, is help them be preventative. And Tara shared an amazing story with me today. We have the privilege of having Miss Roberta Pacino. I said Pacino, right? She said she had a meeting with Tara earlier on her brand new Hello storefront in our Hello Plaza that she's getting. And she's one of our VIP Pivot members. And she said, well, David and you say that I gotta be, preventive, and I'm now planning for, my February, my Valentine's Day. And when Tara came and shared that with me, I lit up like a Christmas tree, because that right there is exactly, where we want to have people thinking on a different level. That people aren't thinking, oh, Christmas is in 2 weeks. Do you have a holiday sale going right now, right? Do you have your beginning of the year masterclass or webinar or whatever you're showcasing ready to rock and roll? Are you where Miss Roberta is, where she's already out to February planning out her actual Valentine's Day? Because I can assure you, she already has her sales going for Christmas. She already has something planned for January and March, and we're moving forward, on to being able to really, pivot her forward. So the next thing is, that we're talking about is experiment. Experiment with different styles, experiment with different ways. Right now, I'm live on TikTok, and guys, I have up to 300 people, right, on TikTok watching us live. We're on my Instagram, I got 2 or 4 people max. And so just those numbers, facts alone, 300 people, 4 people. I think I'm gonna go check out TikTok, right? And get live. And being able to understand that there's 1 billion people active on TikTok. On LinkedIn, there's 830 million. And on Instagram, there's only 500 million. You do the math, right? And so this is where, experimenting with new things. And a lot of people, TikTok, ain't nobody going to TikTok. Kids dance and all that stuff on there. You'd be wrong. Same thing you said about Facebook. Oh, I'm not going on there. You on Facebook. Same thing you said about Instagram. I ain't going on there. You on there. Same thing you're saying about TikTok. You're going to be on there. Same thing a lot of people are saying about this metaverse right now. Oh, I'm not too sure about the meta. You're not too sure about the 3rd generation of the internet? Go without your internet today and let's see how that works for you. Hello. But anyhow, one of the other things, remember your why. A lot of people forget their why, and we talk about our why. It's cute in the door, but you can talk about it all day long. But like Tara talked about, do you have the self-discipline to, continuously do the things to get you to your why? Because everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody's ready to die. And so, this is where you have to ask yourself, hey, I got this why, but am I inspired by my why? Am I committed to my why? And what am I willing to sacrifice? And what am I willing to do to get to my why? Because what I'm doing now is not going to work because old keys don't open new doors. And I'm more than certain you ain't asking for no 1990 Honda Accord with 10s in the back that sound like they 20s. Okay? That was my car back in the day. You don't want that. Okay? But you know, that's what I have to share with everybody right now. What you got, baby?
Mute button. Had to find my mute button. You know, I think just at the end of the day, it just comes back around to, you know, it's going to be each their own, right? To each individual's own understanding, and bringing awareness to burnout, bringing awareness around what the symptoms are, what it looks like. And I can only speak about what it looked like for myself, right? It's just the fact of, you get to a point where it's like, why try anymore? And when you know you're a person who does things, is a doer, shows up, solves problems, when you know yourself as one way, and then you look at it and you start to notice that you're not showing up like that in the world anymore, you have to stop and be like, why? You know, what happened? Why am I not showing up as the way that I know I should be, or used to, or want to be showing up? And so a lot of times it just comes down to, we live in a society that is, let me say it this way. We used to have a part of society that was all for, like you said, pushing that angle, like go, 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 don't care, get, 50 business cards before you come back, knock 100 doors today, call up 300 people, whatever it is, get that done. And I don't care what it is that you have to do to get around it. And if you don't like it, go find another job. That is the world we're coming from. And that world fosters burnout. They don't care. They're fine. When you're burnt out and done and tired, I'll just go get somebody else. And then 2020 happened and everybody basically got a bit of a break, and they went, and I say break in the sense that we just all got set on our tushies, and it's like, you're just going to chill for a second. And all of us kind of like stopped running for a second and just stopped and went, what the heck are we doing? I know we did, and we were already in business before that, but it just stops and you're just like, no, like I'm going to get up and go switch the laundry on my lunch break and then make myself a nice little lunch. And I'm going to eat my lunch, when I come back on the clock, while I'm sitting on the clock or whatever. It's like we found balance in the constraints that we had. And then all of a sudden now everybody's like, no, I demand balance. I demand that I have a healthy relationship within my life, my personal life, and my professional life. And I'm not saying I'm not saying that it doesn't exist at all, but there are employers and entrepreneurs out there that have figured out the secret of how to keep balance, positivity, but all too often what we see is the 90%, which is all about themselves. It's all about the upper C level. It's all about making sure they're, having, lots of money go into their pockets and into the company's pockets. And it doesn't matter about you, or if you are the entrepreneur. There's entrepreneurs out there. And like, I was watching a YouTube this morning that was within the fintech space. And this gentleman who was a guest on it was just talking about like, I don't like hanging around people who are talking about, taking a break or having a vacation. And I listened, and he's like, I go. I'm not where I want to be yet. So I go. Okay. That's you. That's great. If that works for you, I support you. I want you to do it if that works for you. If you're not going to get burned out and then then trying to figure out why you're even on this earth, cool, do that. But one thing I didn't care for and I didn't really like was the fact that I don't want to be friends with people that do believe in balance, kind of. And it's like, well, that's not really cool, because someone who does believe in balance is cool with you just running through walls if that's what you want to do. I don't enjoy running through walls. I'm going to run through a wall, take a break, run through another wall, have a siesta. I don't know. You know, it's just the point at the end of the day is, it's okay for people to do things differently. Support people that do things differently, as long as they're not harming you. And that gentleman today said, like, he'll be at public functions or parties or whatever, and the moment that he's having conversations with people and they're talking about, like, well, next year we're going on I'm taking a month-long, trip over to, Europe or whatever, or start talking about time off or balance, he's just like, I just split. I'm out. I can't handle it. Can't be around people like that. Okay. I mean, that sucks because you're missing out on some really cool people, And so I think a lot of times David and I, for, those that don't know, well, anybody who's in their 40s has baby boomer parents. But our parents, both of our fathers being baby boomers, very much were the work hard every day, wake up, work hard, work hard, work hard. You got to, put in a hard day's work in order to earn. And it's kind of like, I understand the methodology, and I'm not saying that they were wrong. And I'm not saying that, that didn't work at some point, because it did. But now being loyal and hard work does not pay for shit. It gets you nowhere. It gets you getting a pay decrease or losing a client. It just doesn't pay to do the constant running through walls, because we're changing. We are shifting. If you haven't figured out that we're shifting into a technology era, which, hello, AI, nice to see you. That means we're in a technology era, a huge technology era. We've already been in one, but we've just pivoted into a new one, and it is taking off. It's not about to take off. It is taking off. And part of that means we will start working smarter, not harder. We will work smarter, not harder. So that means that you will be able to have the balance and the time freedom that you seek while creating and doing what you love, because of the balance. We're moving into where this universe and the, whatever, sun, moon, stars are shifting to where they're going to force you into back to sitting on your tushy if you don't be careful. And look, things happen in this world, right? Like you'll be going like, oh yeah, my health is great and I'm doing good. And then, you'll get the flu, or, you got everything running along and all of a sudden your car breaks down. And then all of a sudden, a kid throws a rock through your kitchen window. And all of a sudden life happens, right? Life's happening. That's life's way of slowing you down to put you in some balance. And people look at it as though life's happening against me. I got to work harder now because I got to go pay for that window. And in reality, you wouldn't know how to deal with that window if you would have stopped and listened to yourself when it needed time to stop and breathe. Like, we as humans will go. And what people don't understand is that you can go so long. And then once you start ignoring and thinking that you have the best idea about what needs to be done, this universe, this world, this life has a way of just sitting you on your tushy and going, let's think about it for a bit, And so the biggest thing is you can resist it, but what you resist will persist. What you resist will persist. And so if you're continuing to fight, oh, I'm not burnt out, I just got to go because I got to do this. What people don't realize is if you will slow down to speed up, slow down and you'll speed up. But so many people think they have to go fast that they'll get more in time. And it's not true. So what you got, Mr. Jones?
I had something and I lost it because you went on to something else and I was listening to that. But you're so spot on. With this pandemic, it really gave us a standstill, and this is something that we share with people that do have the 9-to-5s and people that are still running their business in the older way of the belly to belly, and I don't do social media, and I don't do email campaigns, and I don't reach out to nobody, and I don't go to different markets and things of that sort. Like, what? like, or marketing and branding isn't, on the top of my list. And I'm like, what? If I went to Apple, or if I went to Target, or if I went to, any other corporation, and I said, hey, your marketing and branding means nothing, they would look at you and say, there goes the door. Goodbye. Right? You can't even be a janitor here. And so, this is where we have to recreate the way that we think about things, and recreate the way that we really look at other people and the way that we perceive other people, because this is something that we've shared from the jump, is that we're bringing back love, kindness, and integrity into entrepreneurship and the way that we treat each other. And especially after watching that movie that everybody's watching right now, Leave Us Behind, that's on Netflix right now, where that movie was really showcasing how nasty and how lack of integrity and how just vindictive we can be as human beings for no reason. And the most important thing is right in front of you. And that's what we share with people, is being grateful for what you have, being grateful for the things that you get the opportunity to do. Because the things that you're wishing for, somebody would kill for what you have right now. And that's something that we share with people, especially our friends back in the States, is that, hey, you don't know what poverty is. You don't know what a hood looks like. You don't know what it is to, be hungry and be starving. And the crazy thing about it is that the foreign countries that we went to, we don't see nowhere near as many homeless people as we did back at home. When we moved to Colombia, and the first night we were there, this guy came up to this other gentleman and said, hey, can I have some pizza? This guy dang near gave him half his pizza. And then this man gave him the Coke that he was drinking out of as well. And I said, if that would have been back at home, first of all, he would have got cussed out for interrupting somebody while eating. He wouldn't have got no food. He dang sure wouldn't have got nothing to drink. And these people were just willing to give. And that's something that we share with people. You got to give what you want. And even when we talk about social media, even when we talk about community, you got to give more than you take. And it's a simple pressing the button. When you slide by somebody's post, hit the button. When you see somebody else that you know that is in entrepreneurship, hit the button, like their stuff, comment. When you wake up in the morning and you wondering why nobody liking your stuff or commenting on your stuff, and even worse, if you are one of those people that do get a whole bunch of likes and comments and you're not going back and giving that to other people, and you got abundant of it, then I'm sorry. That just doesn't add up to me, and it makes no sense. You want something, but you're not giving it. And we have these high expectations, but like I said, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody's willing to die. And it baffles me that you're already hitting the screen, you're already looking at people's stuff, and you just won't do something that you're going to press. And the same amount of energy that it takes for you to love on somebody, right, is less energy than it takes for you to hate on somebody. And so often we find ourselves getting in competition with other people, and that too can be a burnout. I've seen an entrepreneur go on an evil streak of just trying to be right and change their whole philosophy of social media of their business to go after somebody else. That is not right. That is lack of integrity. That is lack of control. That is a lack of emotional awareness. And that, my friends, is going to lead you to burnout, right? And so this is where we share with people, hey, be aware of your energy, be aware of your frequency, be aware of your vibration, and be aware of where your time is spent. And we share with people, time is our only competition. And hear me loud and clear. If you think that we are competing with you, you are so wrong. Our only competition is time. And we tell people all the time, if that's your competition, guess what? We're on the same side, right? We're on the same side trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to get to freedom. We're all trying to get to a place where we can sit back, relax, and just do what we want to do, right? And so, at the end of the day, love, and I think that goes to the last thing that I was sharing, right, is embrace the imperfection, right? We get so caught up in making sure everything is just right and making sure everything is just spot on. Press the button. And there's this new button called delete that you can use that if you don't like it, just hit the delete button, right? And speaking of press the button, we're always doing something. You guys know what we're doing. We have had our apparel and our yoga and our coffee mugs and all the things that you can go and purchase from our Hello, store. But we have introduced a new brand or a new selection, right? Our winter 2024 new collection of our apparel and all the things that you can get, and you guys can go get. Press the button. You guys have been hearing me and Tara share that for the longest, and so we said, hey, if they don't want to listen to us, they're gonna see us, right? And so press the button. Actual, apparel is up and ready and live to go for you guys. And before we get out of here, love, before our closing notes, let's play our holiday sales, and then we'll come back in with any closing thoughts after that, if that works for you, love.
Attention all movers and shakers, visionaries and dreamers. It's time to pivot your brand into success with the Hello Holiday Sale Spectacular. From now until January 4, 2024,
Is the volumes down,
unleashing
love?
a tidal wave of deals on our cutting-edge products and services. Get ready to transform your business, engage your audience, and propel your brand. The future is here.
Here's a sneak peek at the dazzling discounts you can't miss. Our Hello Plaza is a virtual 3D mall in the metaverse. Step into the future of shopping and showcase your brand in our immersive VR mega mall. Shop now on your phone, computer, or VR headsets. A basic Hello Plaza storefront is normally $397, now just $247, saving you $150. Custom Hello Plaza storefront is normally $697, now only $497, another $150 off. Check out our Biz in a Box, the ultimate business management solution. Streamline your operations, automate tasks, and impress clients. Update your static website to a Biz in a Box. Our professional package is normally $1,497, now $1,197, an amazing 20% off. Executive package is normally $2,997, now $2,397. That is 20% off.
Don't forget our Hello AI MotionWorks videos. Bring your brand to life with an animated video with custom avatars, voices, and backgrounds to captivate your audience. The custom package is normally $997. Get yours now for just $797. That is $200 off. Are you ready to pivot yourself into success? Check out the Hello Pivot membership. Get expert guidance, proven strategies, exclusive content, and support in your pivot. All Pivot memberships are 50% off the first month. That's right, half off. Don't wait. Dive into the Hello Holiday Sale Spectacular and supercharge your brand with cutting-edge technology.
This is your chance to grab the future with both hands and pivot your brand to success.
Look, Instagram is like the live behind the live.
Let's make this holiday season the catalyst for your brand's evolution into the future.
Oh, I love it. But we appreciate
Remember,
you all being
the Hello
here today.
Holiday Sales Spectacular
and
ends on
this amazing
January 4th.
conversation. We are
Don't miss
also
out.
live on LinkedIn.
Follow us on social
And,
media for additional
YouTube,
exclusive deals,
Twitter
behind-the-scenes
Spaces,
sneak peeks,
Facebook,
and festive fun.
multiple places.
Happy
Facebook,
holidays from the Hello
and
LLC.
Then here on Instagram. So. But with that said, we are back on Mr. Jones.
Yeah. And so you guys, you have to take advantage of all the things that we have to offer, from our Biz in a Box to our Pivot to our Hello Plaza and our Hello AI MotionWorks. And look, if it's not for you, then be in the season of giving and go get our gift cards, where you can get our gift cards and say, hey, you might need to go see the Pivot, right? And go see Hello LLC, get you this membership, go on ahead, right? And so instead of, going to Walgreens or CVS, right, when you go last minute to get that gift card and they go just blow it, you now can have something. Hey, I got you something because I know you want to start your business. I know you want to start your brand. You already have your business. You need to upgrade because I'm tired of you missing appointments. I'm tired of you not having an email campaign. I'm tired of you sending me that old static email website that you ain't changed since 2000, right? So here you go. And so take advantage of our Hello Holiday sales. And if you ain't laughing, then you probably need to come see us because I'm probably might have poked something, but it's okay. Come on down. We got you covered. We can show you, we can teach you, we can do it for you. Either way, let's go. But with that being said, love, at the end of the day, we just wanted to bring to you guys always some value for you to think about of how burnout is taking place in your life and how you can be able to prioritize, how you can be able to set some boundaries, and how you can try some new things. Because we share this all the time. Old keys do not open new doors. And so often we keep trying to put that same key in the new doors and wondering why stuff ain't working because you ain't changed the key. And the key is up to you because the key is just like the pen and paper. You get to choose whether you pick to be the victim or you get to choose if you want to be the victor. And it's just a simple switch. And we share with people, change your energy, change your world. And, you too can do exactly what we did because look, we are these people that we're showcasing and that we're, saying, hey, is this you? That was us, right? And so we know it better than anybody. And we can lead a horse to water, but we can't make it drink. And as we share with people, right, we can help you, but the saving part is up to you. You got to be willing to pull up to the trolley and say, hey, I need to change. I need a shift. I'm burnt out. I need to do something different. Start doing some of these things that we talked about earlier. That's what I got. What you got, baby?
Take action. I think that's the biggest thing is just, taking action, what you need to take action in, and then also taking action in what peace and relaxation, like taking action in sitting your butt still, like not sitting your butt still to grab the phone, to watch TV, to scroll. Like, what was it the other day? David and I were doing something and I didn't have my phone and I was like standing around and I was like, oh, normally I'd be occupying my time by scroll holing. And it's actually nice to sit here and be able to have my head not in the phone and like just looking around. And one thing I will say, like I notice when we walk around Guanajuato, you see a lot of older, elderly community out. You see a lot of, all community, young, middle, older. And all the younger community is, scrolling, doing their thing on Facebook or on their phones. And then you see the older community who's sitting around and observing. They have a phone. Their phone might be in their hand or might be in their pocket. You can see it, but they're observing, they're watching, they're enjoying their, that's their balance time. And I know that, with younger generations, we balance differently, right? Scrolling and watching, movies or working on, a YouTube that your channel that you really love or something. We sometimes mistaken our love for doing things as in, like balance. And it's and it can be like, for instance, I think about my brother. My brother does not stop. He's like David, does not stop. And there's nothing wrong with that, but his balance is to get off to the woods to go, ride the ATVs, ride, the snowmobiles, maybe go do some pre-work before hunting season, when he goes and, stakes out different sites. He just loves to get away, but it's actively doing things when he's away. Now that's okay. But as long as it refills your vibration, as long as it's giving back to where you have a bucket to pour from, instead of always feeling like you are just burnt out because your bucket's out, right? And that was the biggest thing that I remember from my speech class of 9th grade was kids, kids are mean, kids do things. And one kid was being mean to another kid. And the speech teacher had stopped the class and said, you know, I can discipline you. I can send you down to the principal's office. I can give you extra writing. I can do all of these things. And it's really not going to do anything. You're just going to continue to be the human that you're being. And we're just actually going to make it worse if we continue to discipline you like that. But think about it this way. Do you really enjoy going over to someone else's bucket and stealing their water in their bucket because you don't have any water in your bucket? That's how you want to live your life? It's constantly stealing from other people's buckets to refill your bucket. And the kid just sat there and looked. I mean, we all kind of were like, huh? You know, because we were used to just being disciplined, as all kids are in school if they're acting out. And I'll just be sent to the office, whatever. And the kid, you know, he stopped. We moved on, but there was a considerably noticeable difference in that kid moving forward. He didn't just, it's like he just chose not to, you know, do it anymore. You know, he understood what that was doing to someone else. And, you know, I don't know if that teacher, you know, that speech teacher, well, I do know she's no longer with us in this world. She had passed away from cancer a handful of years ago. It's funny because she's the same teacher that flunked my brother so he would not have graduated. She flunked him by 0.1%, so he didn't graduate, and he had to take her class in summer school, and then he graduated with his diploma. But it's funny how when I came around, you know, her and I were great. We hit it off, you know, her and my brother, not so much. But my point being is the influence and the impact she had with him with just sharing to that kid, like, well, yeah, we can discipline you, but that's not going to do anything. It's just going to create a worse issue. And maybe she learned that from dealing with my brother and some things before, because my brother was ahead of me in school, you know, maybe because she was not always, you know, she was not always a teacher that would go to wisdom. She would just go to the office, you know. And so anywho, I digress with that. So my point being is, and by the way, happy birthday to my brother if he's out there. I got to call him. So there you go. He got a personal shout out on our live. But, you know, I would say in the simple sense of, you know, the balance is, it's okay to do balance in what restores the water in your bucket. And so if that's being busy, okay, but just be mindful of it. Make sure that balance, make sure that busyness is restoring and not taking away. And so that's what I would say as we close up shop here.
I love it. You know, and just a real quick story. You share that in elementary. This kid wanted to pick a fight with me. And I was like, I'm not gonna fight you. And then one time, like he was asking for it. So we went for it, right? And instead of the teacher sending us to the principal, he said, both of you come into my office. So we went to the classroom, and he said, okay, you guys want to fight? He said, you guys are going to arm wrestle. And so we both put our hands up, and we were, or is that arm wrestling? Wouldn't that be arm wrestling? Yeah. Arm wrestling. Yeah, I got it right. Arm wrestling. And so, you know, we start arm wrestling. And you know, and I won, and I beat him. And he said, "Okay, now what? Now what happens?" And we both looked at each other and we were like, "I don't know." And he was like, "Exactly." He's like, "You two are fighting for no reason. Whoever wins, and it doesn't matter. And more than anything, you're going to get in trouble." And you know, that was a lesson that was learned. That, you know, a lot of the times there's a different approach to us doing the same things and having the same energy to how we're looking at things. And at the end, nobody wins, you know, if we're both frustrated and we're both mad and we're both upset and we're both utilizing our energy towards, you know, this nonsense when we could be utilizing it towards something else. So, you know, that's just a story that reminded me of that when you shared that. Of, you know, there's different ways that we can handle things and how we can talk to one another. And as Tara started out from the jump, it's the way that you talk. It's the way that you share, and your words carry weight internally and externally, because we talk to ourselves 50 to almost 80,000 times a day. and your words mean, a lot, and you have to be aware of that. And so, the burnout is definitely something that, takes hold of all of us. And we just want to bring that to your forefront. But, at the end of the day, all I have to share with you guys all is that, we got this great Christmas party that's happening on the December 21st. We want you all to come and join us in the Hello Plaza in Metaverse that you can join from your cell phone, your laptop, or your VR headsets, right? It's literally 4 clicks. You click the Hello LLC, you download the app, you come back, you click on the same link, and boom, you're in Metaverse from your cell phone, your laptop, and you literally can see the future. And you can see how the Zoom that we're using, even this platform that we're on right now, is outdated. It's 2D. You can't drive around on our golf carts. You can't transport from the first floor to the second floor. You can't transport from the second floor to the first floor, and to the first floor back out to the stage. You can't go sit by a campfire and, roast you some marshmallows. You can't sit there and watch, football, which we're about to start playing in there in a little bit for Thursday night football. If you guys don't know, we be watching stuff. Okay, it is the new movie theater in itself, and literally where we can network, we can collaborate, we build our community there, and this is just a new wave of experiencing something new that we want to bring to you guys, and have you come to our Tuesdays, how-tos, our Wisdom Wednesdays, our Pivot Thursdays, and then come join us on the 21st at 7:30. And remember, just don't come by yourself. Bring some friends. Because if you bring some friends and you bring more than 3, you have a chance to win our Hello AI Motion Works, my friends. Okay? And so that's what I have to share with them all, love. If you want to leave them here with a video or outro video, that would be amazing, on top of whatever you got to share afterwards. But what you got?
Are you a forward-thinking entrepreneur or business owner? The world is changing faster than ever, and it's time to pivot and adapt to the future.
Push the button.
Hello LLC
Push
is
the
here to
button.
help you do just that. Hello stands for helping enterprises leverage leading-edge optimizations. Our innovative solutions can streamline operations, reduce overhead costs, and give you a competitive edge in a market projected to reach $5 trillion by 2030. By pivoting to the metaverse, businesses can tap into a rapidly growing market that is projected to be a significant part of daily life for 25% of Americans by 2026. As a full digital metaverse agency, the Hello LLC can help you create custom solutions to streamline operations, increase productivity,
Kindness.
reduce costs, and
And
drive
until
brand
next time,
recognition.
or most importantly,
Why should you pivot to the metaverse with the Hello LLC?
that part.
By leveraging cutting-edge technology, you
Toodles,
can provide
see y'all.
immersive experiences for your customers, expand your global reach, and unlock new revenue streams. Contact us today to make the pivot.
And we're back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today. We lost Mr. Jones. I don't see him in his screen there, so he must have had to go to the little gentleman's room for a second there. But at the end of the day, we all much appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for showing up and being a part of our live. And again, find us on Tuesdays at 4:30 Eastern Time on LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Wisdom, and Metaverse. And then Wisdom Wednesday, 4:30 Eastern, and Pivot Live Thursdays, where you get to see our beautiful live faces here every Thursday at 6:30 Eastern. So again, thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate it. Love, kindness.
Yes. What'd you say?
Sorry, I have you turned down. He's back. Love, kindness, and integrity is what he said.
Are we still live?
Yeah.
Hey, love, kindness, and integrity.
And most importantly, commitment.
Yes.
And until next time, y'all. Toodles.
Toodles.
See y'all later. Bye-bye.